From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazelton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
They might light up the sky and thrill with a big bang, but fireworks also come with a big risk. Tonight we talked to an area fire chief who offers up some tips to residents who plan on lighting up the sky on their own rather than attending a professional show. And later we'll tell you where you can just forget about fireworks altogether because they're not allowed and you could face a hefty fine if you decide to fire. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Next week we celebrate our nation's birthday, and the 4th of July means food, fun, and of course fireworks. But it's also important to keep safety in mind. The colorful explosions will decorate the sky starting this weekend, and officials are urging the public to put safety and the law first. Fireworks are bright and colorful, but dangerous. They come in all different shapes and sizes and can be anywhere from $1 to over $200 a piece. News 13 teams up with local firefighters each year to offer up some important tips to keeping yourself and others safe. While it is tradition to light up the sky with fireworks on the 4th of July, many go out and buy their own. But before you do, be aware.
The do is let an adult do the fireworks. If you're going to do any kind of fireworks, don't do them close to the house. Don't do them in the middle of the street. Find a hard surface to put the fireworks on, light it, get back. If you're going to use a lighter, you recommend the longer lighters, like the ones for lighting barbecue grills, or punk. They do sell punks. A lot of people just don't use common sense and end up getting hurt or hurting someone else. Yeah, a lot of people don't use common sense. Light it in the grass, the next thing the grass is on fire, or light it on their deck because they didn't think it was that big of a deal. Some of them little things shoot out a lot of sparks, and the sparks coming out are 1,300 degrees, could easily light your deck on fire. In the United States, in the year 2010, 8,600 people sought medical treatment for a firework-related injury. The 2011 report wasn't out yet.
Has there been a problem in the city that you're aware of people lighting off fireworks and maybe catching a house or something on fire, even harming themselves?
I don't think it got to the point where a house was on fire, but we did have on Alter Street, a firework landed on a roof. The roof was smoldering. People saw it across the street and called the fire department right away, which could have turned into a catastrophe because it was an apartment building. Mm-hmm. We see more and more people using fireworks because they're so readily available and they're bigger than what you normally see. Leave it to the professionals. If you're going to do fireworks, buy your house, do it on a hard surface, have a garden hose ready in case something should happen. If something does happen, call 911 right away. Don't try and put the fire out by yourself and then call 911. A lot of times people wait too long, the fire gets too big. I mean, call 911, we could be on the road and you could be trying to put it out yourself.
Yeah.
Every year, there are thousands of injuries caused by fireworks, and many of them are due to carelessness. 65% of all firework injuries in 2011 were sustained during the 30 days surrounding the Independence Day holiday. More than half of these injuries were the result of unexpected ignition of the device or consumers not using fireworks as intended. Firework injuries most often resulted in burns to the hands, head, including the eyes, face, and ears. And believe it or not, simple sparklers were the cause of many of these injuries. So the bottom line, use your head and always check with the municipality where you live to see if fireworks are even legal to set off in the first place. If you live in the borough of West Hazelton, you don't even have to worry about practicing safety use of fireworks because fireworks are outlawed altogether in that community. Pop caps and sparklers are welcome to be a part of your 4th of July celebration, but any other type of firework is simply not allowed. It's state law that a permit is needed in order to ignite the larger firework displays, but the borough of West Hazelton will not be giving any of those out.
Because we just feel as though once you issue one, then you're going to have to issue them to everybody, and then it's going to become a problem because then everybody's going to be lighting fireworks off, and our council's taking a stance that they don't want that in the borough this year.
Extra police officers will be hitting the streets during the holiday to make sure residents are following the rules. Those who decide to turn a blind eye may get away with a warning the first time, but police say citations will be issued to second offenders. Moving on tonight, call it a victory for President Barack Obama. The Supreme Court, in a historic and close vote, 5-4, upheld the individual insurance requirement at the heart of the president's historic health care overhaul, known now as Obamacare, but officially titled Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. The decision means the huge overhaul, still only partly in effect, will proceed and pick up momentum over the next several years, affecting the way that countless Americans receive and pay for their personal medical care. The law is aimed at covering about 30 million uninsured Americans. Congressman Lou Barletta, who voted to repeal President Obama's health care law 30 times, immediately issued a statement regarding today's ruling, saying, quote, "Today's decision is a victory for big government and a defeat for individual freedom." Presidential candidate Mitt Romney is likely to use the court's ruling to continue campaigning against Obamacare and attacking the president's signature health care program as a tax increase. So what exactly is Obamacare and how will it change health care as we know it? According to the official website outlining the president's plan, Obamacare guarantees that health care is easily accessible to any legal U.S. resident who cannot otherwise obtain good health care through their employer. It gives American employers the choice between providing comparable insurance and paying a modest contribution to the Obamacare health care system to aid in health coverage of all Americans. And Obamacare requires that all Americans have health insurance either through a private provider or by the Health Care for America plan. And Obamacare is the subject of tonight's social chatter. Last night we were talking about home HIV tests being available in pharmacies. Tonight we want to know your feelings on Obamacare. Will the president's plan help Americans or hurt them? Tell us what you think. Go to News 13 on Facebook and fill us in. We'll share your feedback on both subjects tomorrow, Friday, right here on News 13. Time is running out for the Hazleton Area School Board to pass a balanced budget. Saturday is the deadline. The board's expected to vote on a final money plan tonight. Right now, there are 4 options on the table, and one of them calls for a hefty tax increase. All 4 options were once again on the table Wednesday night to be reviewed. And with time running out, everyone involved concentrated on the best option for the entire district. However, the top choice remains split. The district's administrators are pushing for the board to pass budget option number 4, which calls for a tax increase in Luzerne, Schuylkill, and Carbon counties. The district's business manager, Tony Reba, breaks down all 4 proposals.
We have 4 options. Each option has a different tax implication in it. For option 1, Luzerne County would stay at the same tax rate. Schuylkill and Carbon counties would both get a decrease. Under option 2, Luzerne would get a slight increase, Carbon would stay the same at no increase, and Schuylkill would still get a decrease. Under option 3, Luzerne would get an increase, Carbon would get an increase as well, and Schuylkill would get a very slight increase, almost staying the same. And in option 4, all 3 counties would get an increase.
And right now, on the paper, the administration has said that they are favoring option 4 because that will be able to move the district ahead with all the projects, the 2 buildings, without any delay.
We have the projects coming online in 2 to 3 years. We have significant rate increases coming on for our retirement contributions. So we're feeling that option 4 really would build a base for the district to move forward to come up with these costs in future years, 3 to 4 years down the road.
I certainly respect the administration. I don't feel personally that the community could afford that option. It's the right option. It's the option that protects this district for the future. But I've got to worry, and not that the administration aren't worrying about our community right now, because they are. But we're the board that decides what option we're going to choose by a vote. Their recommendation is based upon what's best for our school. I right now, I don't think I could go with that option, but I understand why it's being recommended.
I will tell you that my own priorities are such that I believe that we as a district cannot afford to sit still on the current educational situation. Most of the people in this community are aware that as state ranking, we're in the lowest 10th percent of the state, and we need, in terms of our educational performance. And what we need to do is we need to move forward with that, regardless of anything else. That we can't afford to just sit still and say, well, okay, we're going to pay increasing bills, while at the same time we watch our kids continue to not improve. And I believe this board will go along with that concept. The idea being that we need to continue to develop innovative programs as we have the past 6 months.
Tonight at 6 o'clock with the intention to pass a budget for the 2012-2013 school year. News 13 will, of course, be there. Coming up on News 13, the summer season is a popular time for ATV riding. What you need to know before you hit the trails next. And later we'll head over to West Hazleton, where plans are in the works for a new police station. We'll give you a sneak peek. Stay with us. And you're on your screen right now, your winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Your daily number 247 Big 45500, Quinzo 92746, and Treasure Hunt 3 8 11 19 25. Again, good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening: the Shepton American Legion will be holding their first annual Summerfest Poker Run Saturday, June 30th. Registration will be held from 10 a.m. to noon. There will be food, drinks, raffles, and much more at 5 p.m. All vehicles are welcome, and for more information, please call 570-956-8794. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Edward P. Pensock, formerly of McAdoo. Celebration of Life will be held Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Fellowship of San Antonio. The family will receive friends Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Porter Loring Mortuary, North Chapel. Al Simonelli of Hazleton. Family and friends are invited to attend a massive Christian burial Saturday at 9:30 in the Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church. There will be no public viewing. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Helen T. McCullough, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonnet Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 8:30 to 9:30. Harry C. Moyer of Whitehaven. Arrangements are by the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Esther Meyer of Whitehaven. Service is Saturday at 11 a.m. from the St. Paul's Lutheran Church. Friends may call at the church Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Mary B. Petrol, formerly of Tresco. Arrangements will be announced by the Damiano Funeral Home. Gavin Robert James of Drums. Memorial service will be held at a later date from the Christ Evangelical Lutheran Church. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family. Joseph P. Womer Sr. of Gerardville. The Lukowitz-Orovitz-Fell Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Patricia A. Lubrecht of Hazleton. Mass will be held Friday at 10 a.m. from the St. Gabriel's Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. And Renee Berman of Longport, New Jersey. Services were held Thursday in Margate, New Jersey. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's all-new low-priced dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
Well, the Hazleton community is currently 38% Latino, and that number continues to grow, making it even more important to break down barriers and work together to improve the community we all live in. The Governor's Advisory Commission on Latino Affairs held the first Leadership Training and Civic Engagement Forum in downtown Hazleton Wednesday evening. Held at Luzerne County Community College on West Broad Street, adults and teenagers attended the program that included classes on leadership, civic engagement, American exceptionalism, and drug and gang prevention. Hazleton Police Chief Frank DeAndrea was a guest speaker at this forum. We spoke to Executive Director of GACLA, who met with Latinos in the community to bring the training to Hazleton.
When I came and I met with the community here in Hazleton, it was a concern that they had that there's so many Latinos here and they want to become civically engaged and they want the tools and the training to help achieve that. And so I thought this would be a wonderful opportunity to have professionals like Libertad, who are from the Heritage Foundation, that can help teach the skills of civic engagement, American exceptionalism, and how blessed we are in America.
Montero also said the leadership program touches on the importance of one unified language for business and to learn to embrace the community. The classes will be held again Thursday evening. That's tonight between 6 and 9 at the Luzerne County Community College campus. That's on West Broad Street on the 2nd floor. All are invited to attend the classes. Many will head outdoors this weekend to start celebrating the red, white, and blue. Picnics and parties are the perfect events to celebrate America's birthday. So will the weather help us out by staying nice and clear for one of our 4th of July weekends? That answer in just a bit, but first let's check out this creative condition sent to us from Nick Corrado, a student at Holy Family Academy. Nick, thank you so much for sharing with us. Taking a look at your forecast over the next 24 hours now. Mostly cloudy skies will join us tonight. We'll only cool off to about 65 degrees. We do see a chance of a thunderstorm rolling through with the heat today. It's no surprise we could see some thunder and lightning. For tomorrow, again, the chance of a storm, 88 will be our high. We're going to hit 90 in some parts of our viewing area, and the sun shining bright to make it the perfect way to end the work week off. TGIF. Your forecast brought to you by Just Windows and much, much more. 636-1133 First Street in Freeland. The pros in windows and doors since 1985. Visit them online at justwindowsandmore.com. We will be right back with much more local news, weather, sports, and information right here on your community news station, Channel 13. Stay with us. And coming up right now on News 13, officials in one local community are ready to renovate and move the police department into a new home. We have your first sneak peek at the plans in West Hazleton.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, soon West Hazleton police officers will be working out of a new home. The plan is to get into the old annex building that sits along Broad Street in West Hazleton by February or March of next year. This building will provide much more space for officers and will be more visible to the public. Plans for the new building were looked over today by Mayor Frank Schmidt and Police Chief Brian Buglio. Come next week, the plans will be presented to council, and if all goes as planned, council will approve them. Borough officials are excited for the big move and gave us a little sneak peek of the renovation plans.
Pretty much the entire front of this building will be redone. It's going to be restuccoed. A lot of the old architect will be actually kept here to keep the look of the old building. Inside will be completely gutted and reformed into a new police department.
Oh, I'm happy about it. I can't wait. Well, our police station is very cramped up. It's really horrible. And the new police station will be bigger and it'll be right out on Broad Street. It'll be more convenient.
The money for the project came from a gaming grant. Now, the borough applied for a total of $450,000, but was only able to obtain half of the money for the first time around. So Chief Buglio tells News 13 they will work in phases. Police will be able to move into the new building once the first phase is completed. And then the plan is to add more technology to the building and do more renovating as time goes on. It's definitely out with the old and in with the new in a big way for the West Hazleton Police Department. A new police station, not the only upgrade on the way. The police department's exploring options to hopefully drive off in a new set of wheels. Take a look at this 2012 Ford Taurus Interceptor, Ford's first year for the brand new model. Not only is the car all-wheel drive, but it's turbocharged. Police Chief Brian Buglio says the final decision will all come down to the department's finances.
We're looking into leasing them, maybe purchasing it. Our street department also needs a new dump truck, so we're trying to maybe bundle that together to get a lower interest rate. But right now we're just exploring the different options we have to us. I think with the current leases they have out there, yes, it's very affordable.
Chief Buglio adds the all-wheel drive vehicle will be great for the wintertime and cut down on the use of the department's SUV. If all works out, the department hopes to be behind the wheel of this new cruiser in about 3 months. A lot of activity behind Giant Wednesday night in the city of Hazleton after someone fell down a steep embankment. City firefighters used their rope rescue training to rappel down the 20-foot deep embankment and bring the man to safety. He was taken to the hospital once rescuers brought him up. No word on what type of injuries he suffered or who the man was, but we have heard reports that the victim's actually homeless and lives outdoors behind a Giant. City police were also there to investigate how this accident occurred in the first place. Witnesses told News 13 the man was actually yelling for help, and someone who heard the cries dialed 911. The summer months are a popular time for ATVs to hit the trails and take a ride, but riders are being asked to put safety first. With the annual number of injuries and even deaths on the rise, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission wants this summer to be different. The reality is scary, but ATV-related deaths are expected to continue this summer and even peak in the month of July. Now is the time to be vigilant about safety. Numbers from this year alone may shock you. Reports of 130 adults and an additional 28 children under 16 have died due to ATV-related injuries since just January. From the beginning of this month, 14 adults and 3 children dead from accidents. Make sure you get the training you need and be responsible this summer before you hit the trails. A few tips to keep you safe. Do not ride on a single rider ATV as a passenger or carry a passenger if you drive one. Do not drive ATVs on paved roads. Do not permit children younger than 16 years old to drive or ride adult ATVs. And for more safety tips, you can visit atvsafety.gov. A man who was arrested earlier today for using a table at the Broad Street Deli in downtown Hazleton as his temporary bed also had illegal drugs in his possession and then decided to cause a big disturbance for police and eventually ended up in the hospital. He told police that he didn't feel like walking back to the Red Rooster in Harwood Hazel Township, so he went to sleep inside the deli. Now, News 13 was at Judge Joe Zola's courtroom on Broad Street just minutes after police called for backup. We're told Curtis Martin of Arizona got violent after his arraignment. We're told he started banging his head and body off of a door while he was cuffed and shackled. Police were able to stop Martin, who did need medical attention. After he's checked out at the hospital, Martin's next stop will be the county lockup. All right, News 13 will be back with one more check of the weather headed your way right here on your community news station. Will this weekend's weather be picnic perfect? We'll find out in just a bit. Plus, News 13's Jasmine Brooks headed over to the Hazleton Animal Shelter where she may have just fell in love once again. Yes, there's a Chihuahua involved. This week's Adopt Me is next.
We're back at the Hazleton Animal Shelter for this week's Adopt Me. Of course, I'm joined by Chris Barkanic and my new best friend, a 6-month-old Chihuahua. Of course, my favorite breed, as you already know. So, Chris, tell me a little bit about this little man.
Well, as you said, he is only a baby. He's only about 6, maybe 6.5 months. We can tell this because of his teeth. He still has some baby teeth, but he has his adult canines pushing up behind them. He was just neutered about a week ago, and he's currently up to date on his shots, as well as having tested negative for heartworm and Lyme disease.
And there is not a mean muscle in this one, right?
Nope. He's all love.
He's all love, that's right. Okay, so this is actually, in fact, not the only small breed you have inside the shelter today. You actually have a small Pomeranian as well.
That's correct. We have a good variety of size here with our dogs right now. We have large, medium, and small. Our smallest, besides him, would be a little female Pomeranian who we just spayed yesterday and got her up to date on her shots and tested for Lyme and heartworm as well. Of course, negative.
Okay, and you don't need a big yard for these dogs.
Absolutely not.
Okay, this is a great time to talk about animal abuse, considering it's Animal Abuse Awareness Week, Chris. So tell me a little bit about kind of what you see on a daily basis and maybe a message to the people watching today.
Right. Well, one of the worst things about animal abuse is it's nearly impossible to prevent through anything other than education. The best we can do is react with it accordingly. If you suspect or know that an animal's being abused, I'd alert the authorities immediately. If animals are being left without water or access to food or shelter in the heat, if you see a dog is being beaten or is extremely hand shy, it's a good indication they've been beaten.
And you said if they are beaten, that causes a problem for the next owner. It's going to be harder to get that dog adopted and into a new family.
That's correct. When an animal has been beaten, not only could they become aggressive, which makes them a danger to the public and to any potential new owners, but also serious medical conditions could develop for which a new home, new family may not want to pay. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Well, let's head inside to the cat colony. Our feline friend for the week is Justice. Justice is a female cat and beautiful gray color. Please tell me a little bit about Justice, Chris.
Justice is domestic short hair, all gray. Actually, I wonder if we can't prove it, but she might be a Russian blue given her gray color. She's an adult cat, probably about 3 years old at the most, definitely no older than that. She is already spayed and is feline leukemia and FIV negative.
Justice is cool, calm, and collective, I would say.
She is. She loves people. She's very affectionate. She gets along well with other cats.
All right, perfect. So Justice is this week's cat. And of course, you can always stop here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter. They're located at 101 North Poplar Street here in the city of Hazleton. For this week's Adopt Me, I'm Jasmine Brooks from the Hazleton Animal Shelter.
Now, Jasmine did not bring the Chihuahua home with her here to News 13, so it is still there and available for adoption. And we really hope that the little cutie finds a home real soon, or Jasmine will be taking it home. Many will head outdoors this weekend to start celebrating the red, white, and blue. Picnics and parties are the perfect events to celebrate America's birthday. So will the weather help us out by staying nice and clear for one of our 4th of July weekends? That answer in just a bit, but first let's check out this creative condition sent to us from Nick Corrado, a student at Holy Family Academy. Hey Nick, thanks so much for sharing with us. Taking a look at your forecast over the next 4 days. Tonight first, 65 will be our low. Warm evening ahead with a chance of some thunder and lightning. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, taking us right through to TGIF, where we're going to hit 90 in some parts. Some thunderstorms are a possibility. 86 for your Saturday. Sunday once again 86, and then 84 for your first Monday in July. Your forecast brought to you by the Lazy Dog Salon, Dog and Cat Grooming, North Broad Street, West Hazleton. Call 459-0310. We are in a heat wave, so get that furry friend trimmed today and keep him or he or she cool. I'll talk tonight sometime. Valley High Drive-In, Route 93 in West Hazleton, offering some great ice cream. Good place to cool off if you're feeling the effects of this heat wave. Again, that's Valley High Drive-In, Route 93 in West Hazleton. And make sure you stay with us. More news is headed your way. Freddie B brings you all your sports headlines and action, plus cotton candy, balloon hats, and face painting. Just some of the activities children were enjoying in McAdoo today. We'll tell you where next.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
District 18 Little League rolls on. Elimination bracket games, and that's the bad part because if you lose, you're out of the tournament, and you hate to see that happen, particularly to the Little Leaguers, but that's the way it goes. Let's go to the scoreboard and give you the results, and it's really tough when you lose a close one, and that's what happened to Jim Thorpe as Lansford knocked him off. And boy, Lansford is not one of the teams that generally you see go deep in the tournament, but here they are. They knock off Jim Thorpe, and Lansford survives. Meanwhile, Talminzing Township 10-run ruled Hazel Township, and Franklin Township put a football score up against Whitehaven. Valley West did the same thing with West Hazleton. It's a little concerning, actually, to see that kind of lopsided scores in Little League Baseball. I know it happens every now and then, but boy, it's starting to happen with a lot of frequency, or so it seems in this year's tournament. Same in the 9-10 tournament. Take a look. Township, big over Hazleton. And the only thing that's more lopsided than that is what Valley East did to Whitehaven. And that's the way it goes. Another big score to make that Jim Thorpe Blue over Anthracite. Tamaqua White doubled up on Franklin Township. So the tournament continues in the hot, hazy days of late June. So we'll see what happens tonight and going into the weekend. Minor League Baseball, Russell Kanzler, 1 for 4, and his Columbus team only managed 6 hits. Norfolk knocks him off 3-1. Meanwhile, Kyle Landis didn't get in this one. Erie, 8-5 winners over Akron. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre edges by Gwinnett, and Rochester sneaks by Lehigh Valley. There's your schedule for today. And again, you could see it's basically the exact same thing as the scores we just gave you. As far as Major League Baseball, the Yanks swept the Indians. Now the White Sox come into town. 4-game series starting tonight in the Bronx. Tampa Bay, I guess you could say they limped home after a really rough road trip. The only good part was that double-dip win Sunday in Philadelphia. They got swept in Kansas City. Maybe the home cooking will help them out tonight, and Joe Madden will get back on track. Phils and Pirates, that game still going on. It's late in the game. Phillies hanging on, trying to get at the Pirates. Pittsburgh scored 4 runs in the first inning. They lead 5-4 heading to the 9th inning. Mets and Dodgers out on the left coast tonight. That's what we've got. Baseball. And we're brought to you by Bottlenecks, where tonight it's Rack 'em Up Rib Night. They're racking up their flavor with fire-grilled ribs. You get a half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, and it is smothered in that sweet barbecue sauce. They fire-grill it and serve it with bottomless fries for just $9.95. And oh, don't forget, huge imported beer selection, pool, dart, shuffleboard. Good time waiting for you up at Bottlenecks.
A balloon-blowing clown, face painting, and all the carnival snacks you can eat. What better way for kiddos to spend a beautiful summer day? And it's all thanks to the McAdoo Recreation Committee putting on a free mini carnival Thursday afternoon. News 13 getting in on all the fun at the McAdoo Little League field. Rainbow the Clown was hard at work making some pretty unique creations for all the kids and even some parents. Marion DeBalco, the chairperson of the McAdoo Recreation Committee, tells us this mini carnival and future events this summer replace the old summer program in hopes that more kiddos will come out to enjoy all that is offered. And so far, she says the turnout has been great and a ton of fun. And the kids 100% agree.
It's summer and it's really hot, so I thought I would come here so that I could have fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's super a lot of fun. A beautiful clown making balloons. It's kind of entertaining.
It's really fun because you get your hats, you get your face paint, you get free food, cotton candy. Like, it's really cool.
And the fun doesn't end here. The McAdoo Recreation Council will continue programs like these throughout the summer. Be sure to check the standard speaker for any upcoming events. Finally, on this Thursday, a big congratulations to send out to one of our own here at News 13 on his new little bundle of joy. Congratulations to Rick Morelli and his wife Doreen. Their little baby, Jack Anthony Morelli, was born on June 26th at 2:09 p.m., weighing in at 6 pounds, 13 ounces, and 20 1/4 inches long. A big congratulations to Rick and his entire family, and of course, Doreen, from all of us here at Samsung Productions. And I'd like to just say happy birthday to my mama, Elaine. Today is her birthday, so happy birthday to my mom. We're gonna go home and have a little celebration this evening. All right, that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website, SSPTV.com. That's where you're gonna find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe. We'll see you back here for TGIF. Stay cool out there. Good night.